Ready to just rest
Yeah,
and sit?
yeah, sure. Yes, he's gonna, he's gonna, pardon? 2 minutes, okay.
Everyone, just cameras, like camera. If you're passing,
Okay. Yeah, you see? Yeah. Winning. Yeah.
you'll start late.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Barbados Olympic Center as we invite you for the announcement of the 2024 Barbados Olympic team to Paris. This morning's program should be short and sweet. We hope to announce the team Barbados, the athletes who have qualified. I know there have been much speculations over the weeks, but we will give you the official list of the athletes who have qualified for the games. Today we have our esteemed President, Sandra Osburn, our Secretary General, Erskine Simmons, and Vice President and Chef de Mission for Paris 2024, Cyril Cameron Burke. Our lottery partners, IGT Antilles, represented by Alfred Ashton, Business Operations Supervisor, Lisa Eswick, the Business Support Specialist, IGT Antilles, and Tisha Brewster, the Business Communications Specialist. We have from our other partner, the National Sports Council, Sabrina Whirlwood, Senior Accountant, and representing their national federations, we have Kim Dean and Lynn Wright from the Triathlon Barbados. Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry, and swimming, Kim Dean from Aquatics. Okay, sorry about that. Now, and to give the official welcome, I now invite our President, Sandra Osburn, to give the official welcome. Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that our general manager did an excellent job with the salutation, so I'm going to observe his protocols and welcome everyone. And a special welcome to our Olympian in the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, it is my pleasant task to welcome you all this morning for what, for us at the Barbados Olympic Association, is another special occasion. It speaks to the essence of why we exist. That is to participate in the Games of the Olympiad by sending a team which has achieved the distinction of qualifying to compete among 10,500 athletes across the world. I want to take this opportunity to say a few words about how our athletes get to the Olympics. There are a number of ways: by qualification, based on their rankings, and in some sports, by universality places or a wild card. While qualification and ranking speak for themselves, universality places and wild cards are awarded to athletes who have not qualified through the qualification system. Universality of participation is a fundamental tenet of the Olympic Games, and universality places are typically awarded in a number of sports to national Olympic committees with small delegations which are underrepresented at the Games. These places are intended to increase the diversity of participation of national Olympic committees across all sports. Consideration is given to athletes who have sought to qualify but have missed the qualifying mark, their rankings, and technical levels. Gender balance and continental representation are also taken into account. It is important to make this point because, in our view, the criteria for awarding a universality place is as much about universality of participation as it is about the opportunity afforded to athletes who are often very close to qualifying but whose performances, though deserving, are just off the mark. And this brings me to the athletes who have not qualified. We acknowledge their efforts and encourage them to set their sights on upcoming games in the next quadrennium through to LA 2028. Much of what without the financial support of Barbados Lottery. And I take every opportunity I get to extend the BOA's sincere gratitude to IGT, the operators of the Barbados Lottery, which provides a significant portion of the funding we invest in athletes and national federations. This is a highly valued partnership, and we are happy that they are here to participate in this occasion with us this morning. I also want to acknowledge for the Olympic Games the sponsorship of Puma, and we'll be hearing a bit more about that later this morning. The BOA staff and the Paris 2024 management team are also to be acknowledged for their excellent job in getting us games ready, and we know that they will continue that excellent work on the ground in Paris. I want to end on a note to the media and to all Barbadians. Our athletes proudly wear our colors, and yes, they carry our national pride onto the field of play. They symbolize all our sporting dreams. We must therefore lift them up and not tear them down. The journey to Paris has been nothing if not rigorous and full of sacrifices, and they need to know that they have our unequivocal love and support. That's it for me. So thank you very much, and thank you for being here to share this special moment with us.
Thank you, Madam President. And as we move on, we welcome one of our valued partners from the IGT, the Business Operations Supervisor, Mr. Alfred Ashton, to make an announcement of the Going for Gold and the partnership with the BOA. Ashford.
Good morning, all. Protocol is being observed already. Good morning again. So, as the President would have said, we at IGT, the Barbados Lottery, proudly supports our partnership with the BOA. And in so doing, we, this year, just in February this year, would have launched the Road to Paris promotion. Now, this exciting promotion gave one lucky winner and a guest the opportunity to spend 6 days in Paris and attend the 2024 Olympic Games and support the Barbados team. To enter the promotion, persons were encouraged to submit $30 non-winning Going for Gold scratch tickets for a chance to win. The response from the public was overwhelming, but of course, there can only be one winner. Miss Katrina Haynes was that one winner, and boy, was she excited. This winner, Miss Haynes, is an avid scratch and win player who purchased her tickets from the CS Pharmacy in Bridgetown. Ms. Haynes was overjoyed, and in so receiving the news, was looking forward and is looking forward to her trip to Paris to support the Barbados Olympic team. Mentioned just now, the Going for Gold scratch ticket specifically was launched since 2015, but supports specifically the investment that we use towards our partnership with the Barbados Olympic Association. And the funds from these proceeds go directly to the Barbados Olympic Association, as well as supports our other 3 beneficiaries as well. And I want to just take this opportunity, again, we're just being brief, to, on behalf of the Barbados Lottery, to extend our sincere well wishes and success to our team as they go forward to Olympic Games in Paris this year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ashton, and we truly value the contribution from IGT and the Barbados Lotteries. Next, the moment that most of you have been waiting for, the announcement of the Paris 2024 Barbados Olympic team. And for this, we invite our chef de mission, Cyril Cameron Burke.
Thank you, Glenn. Yes, this Cyril Cameron is posing a problem. And I'll tell you why. Before the new Trident ID card came into effect, I was known as Cameron Burke. But since the Trident ID card came in, I am now known as Cyril Burke, which is really my first name. So everything I do now has to change. So that's the reason why we're emphasizing the Cyril Cameron Burke. Well, protocol having been set, and this being my 5th opportunity to lead the team to the Olympics. I started in 2000, and it doesn't get any easier. These games are completely different. Everything has changed. Everything has changed. And I'll give you an example. Only the day before, I spoke to Paris because I recognize that we have a doctor and a physio, and they have no beds in the village. No beds. They only ascribe beds to the athletes and myself. So for our team of 4 athletes and 9 officials, we only have 9 beds. So work doesn't get any easier. So I now have to, thanks to Gail as well, we now have to manipulate the system so that we could house our athletes and officials in the village. But be that as it may, I want to congratulate all the athletes, even those who did not qualify. As Madam President said, it was a long road, hard for the athletes, a lot of funding involved, and we thank the lottery again for being part of that funding, and the National Sports Council who assisted in the qualification period. And we have finally been able to reach the stage where we have athletes who have qualified. This will be our smallest team since 2000 when they came on board. Might have been less, but since 2000, this would be our smallest representation at the games. So those who will be joining me in Paris will be Jack Kirby, who didn't meet the qualifying standard, but was offered a universality place, and the Madam President articulated the criteria for the universality places quite eloquently. So Jack will have the qualification time in Jack's event, which is the 100 free, was 48.34. And Jack in the Bahamas, week before, did 49.34. Right? So he was just there or thereabout. And he has been consistent performance throughout the year. So he would have met the criteria for a universality place. And we made the submission, and it was awarded to Jack. So Jack will be doing the 100 meters freestyle, heat 1, on the 30th of July, and that goes off at 11 a.m. Paris time. Before he comes to the Olympics, Pan Am Sports has arranged a pre-Olympic camp, and Jack will be participating in that pre-Olympic camp. It starts on the 15th of July, so Jack will be there for the camp, and then come over to the Games Village on the 24th of July. Then we have Matthew Wright. As you know, Matthew is a very dedicated athlete. I've traveled with Matthew on numerous occasions, And even when Matthew's event is finished, Matthew still trains as though he is still in competition. Very disciplined and dedicated. You remember for Tokyo, Matthew was trying and he got injured. And he never threw in the towel. He said, well, it wasn't supposed to be now, but I'm going for Paris. And he has worked extremely hard and he has met the qualifying standards. And I would want to congratulate Matthew for all of his efforts to be part of the Barbados team. And he hasn't given up. Right now, he's awaiting some correspondence from me so that he has every I dot and every T crossed, so that when he gets there, everything is in place for him. So Matthew is the lone athlete from triathlon. His race is on the 30th of July at 8 o'clock in the morning. And as Erskine just reminded me, there are only 55 entries in triathlon, and Barbados is there. You know, we have to recognize that there are only 3 medals in every sport. And there are X amount of athletes vying for those medals. And the fact that we have qualified athletes, we have won a gold medal in that whole sphere of activity. The fact that we have been able to qualify an athlete, I take it that we have won a gold medal. And for me, the icing on the cake for the athlete, and Tristan, I was going to say a special word, but I'll get to that. And Tristan, who's here, will tell you, getting into the last 8 means a lot. I know the press, what are we sending the athletes? They can't win a medal. It's not about medal winning. It's about participation and giving of your best. Right, and again, Erskine again. The encyclopedia in Olympics. Erskine again. There are 206 NOCs, and less than 100 NOCs win medals at these games. But 5,000 athletes participate in the games. 10,500, sorry. 10,500 participate in the games. So you understand. Then we move down now to track and field. And Tristan E, who's here with us. Tristan went to back in 2000, and the last Olympics, just before the last Olympic, she went to the Pan Am Games, and she didn't do well. I remember meeting Tristan in the airport. I'm on my way, and I said to her, what happened? She says, I don't know, but I didn't make it. But don't worry, I'm still trying. I'm still trying, you know, and here she is. Qualified for the Paris Olympics. And although she didn't make the qualifying time, Tristan has been consistent throughout the year. And she has joined the team through ranking. Now, let me give a little background. This year, this Olympic cycle, the World Athletics has changed the standard, the qualifying standards. And that has, because they've changed the qualifying standards, we have seen worldwide less athletes meeting the qualifying mark. Right? Less athletes meeting the qualifying mark. But they have maintained the same number of athletes to participate in each activity. Right? So, having not have the quota meeting the qualifying mark, they then go to rankings. Right? So, Tristan, through her performances during the year, has maintained a high ranking. I think at one stage, only 23 people had qualified in the 100, and they needed another 40, and Tristan was in that group. Right? So, big congratulations to Tristan. Now, Tristan's first event, the preliminary round, will be on the 2nd of August at 10:35 in the morning. And then we have the same day, once she comes out of the preliminary, not once, when she comes out of the preliminary round, the round 100 meters will be at 11:50. So very little rest time, but I'm sure that Tristan will be giving up her best as she usually does. And then from there, then the semifinals is on the 3rd, and then the 100-meter finals the same day, the 3rd. And also from track and field is Sade Williams, and Sade needs no introduction. Quite recently, lots of people were complaining she's not running like she was last time. You know, her times were still in the 50s. But quite recently, I think 2 weeks ago, she came below 50 and did 49. I can't remember the other figures behind it, but she dropped below 50. Now, we have to recognize that there are coaches, and coaches have plans. And the coaches prepare their athlete to peak at the right time. Peaking at the right time for Sade and Tristan will be the Olympic Games. Right? At Nationals, we saw Tristan run at Nationals, and she was there about, not pushing herself because, again, she ran into what her coaches are expecting of her. So, not to worry. They're both in the limelight, and they're both under good tutelage from their coaches. So Sade's first race is on August 5th at 11:55, and then there's a repechage round on the 6th, and the semifinals on the 7th, and the finals on the 9th. So the Barbados team: Jack Kirby swimming, Matthew Wright triathlon, and from track and field, Tristan Eveling and Sade Williams. The team will be accompanied by officials. Their farmer will be the swimming official. He goes to the camp with Jack. And then for track and field, we have June Cattle as manager coach, and Kingsley Rose, who's the personal coach of Sade Williams. So he'll be accompanying her to the games. And then from triathlon, there's Luke Watson and Osir Murphy. Tristan is here in Barbados preparing for the games. Sade is in Jamaica, and they will shortly be moving to Italy for their training camp, so she comes into the village from Italy. Matthew is in Ireland, Wales, and he is working there in Wales with his team, and he joins the Olympic village on the 25th, coming in the 26th. Jack is in Cayman Islands, and he will meet up with Dave on the way to Paris. Then the medical team will be Doctors Carl Ward and Alicia Brewster, who would carry out the physiotherapy work. And then we have each national federation, each national Olympic committee is awarded an attaché. Our attaché is French, but she lives and works in Barbados. And that is Dr. Sylvia Lustrick. She will be our attaché, but she would also be performing the role as the welfare officer, looking after the safeguarding of the athletes. So kill two birds with one stone. And so that's the team. And the final thing I have to say, who will be our flag bearer? Now, recently the flag bearers, one male, one female. This time around, because track and field is towards the end, and based on what we have, Matthew arrives on same day as the opening ceremony, and Jack will be there before. Our flag bearer will be Jack Kirby. Jack would have won medals for us at the Junior Pan Am Games, and as I said, knocking at the door. So Jack is very capable of carrying out this wonderful task. And I'll tell you how important it is. The last games were at the Commonwealth Games. Matthew Wright was the flag bearer. And he was competing the next morning. Now, if you know the opening ceremonies finish all times, 11 all times. And Matthew was competing the next morning. And I said to Matthew, I want you to be flag bearer, but you're competing the next morning, so I don't think you should. He said, no, Mr. Burke, no. Let's sit down and reason. Let's sit down and reason. You have courage, right? I said, yeah, you have courage. He said, no problem. I will carry the flag. When I finish the flag, I come straight out and get in the car. I said, but Matthew, the road's blocked. He said, we can find some way to get there. Right? And he walked about half a mile after the games. He walked about half a mile to get the car, but he was not missing that opportunity to carry the Barbados flag. That is how important it is. And I'm sure Jack will be just as elated when he doesn't know, but when he gets the news that he is the flag bearer, sure he will be ecstatic. Okay, so that's it, and I now open up the floor for any questions which you may have. Okay, directed that before we have questions, we have some modeling.
Thank you, Camille. We will have the questions and answers immediately following, but now we reveal the team, and now we will reveal, as the president alluded to earlier, our partnership with Puma, who is partnering with us for the third consecutive Olympic Games. We will now do the uniform reveal. And I now invite the Senior Operations Officer, Ms. Kenya Brathwaite, to make that announcement. And let's just make a little movement so we can have our models.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Protocols established. This is the part that everybody looks forward to, and I have the privilege of showcasing or announcing what Team Barbados will wear in Paris. All right, so before we start, I'd just like to thank our two models, two interns with us. We have Alex Small, and I'll invite Alex to come first. Alex is an intern here. He's wearing the full warm-up suit. And on the inside, he's wearing the nice, scoop over. There we go. He's wearing the nice flag tee of Barbados, and he's carrying in his hand the Paris 2024 backpack paired with our nice, bright Puma sneakers, and of course, our trendy bucket hat as well. So do a nice little twirl, Alex. Thank you very much, Alex. Next up, we have Dana Paul, another intern from the Erdison Teachers Training College, and she is wearing the yellow sleeveless tank. Of course, this is the women's wear, because these shorts are short, training shorts. She's carrying the gym sack. You want to move your hair? And she's wearing the Barbados Puma Paris 2024 Barbados cap, as well as our nice bright color sneakers from Puma and the athlete leg sleeves. So there you have it, the leg sleeves, arm sleeves, sleeveless tank, cap, Puma sneakers as well, and the backpack. So I invite Alex to come back as well. And this is the female and male athlete wear for Paris 2024. Thanks to our models, you can stay. I think the media would like to take some photos. And off to the side, we also have some more of the outfits for Team Barbados for the Paris Games. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So Alex, what's your event?
Alex said he's a, Alex said has a universality.
Universality.
Next time.
Thank you very much. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And now we open the floor for questions, and I invite the chef de mission, Cami, to answer any questions you may have.
While these are the village gear, is what we walk about in the village, the athletes would have their own competition uniforms. They look after all the athletes. The national federations look after their competition uniforms. Track and field will be sponsored by Puma, and triathlon is a swimsuit. It's going to be outside Paris, 3 hours out of Paris. So they take the train up to Mulhouse, and then they come back in from that. And there's not only aquatics, but there's track and field, there's boxing, there's quite a number of sports who will be at that camp. Yes, and this is for the Americas, right? This is for the Americas, camp for the Americas. Oh, so I did a good job, so there are no questions. Covered everything, no problem. No problem. Kim, you don't have a question? I'm sure you have a question. Okay, well, let's say thank you very much for coming. We always look forward to these activities. I remember we did one we did where we actually, the Governor General at the time actually presented the flag, you know, and the athlete was so overwhelmed with that occasion. But, you know, we have to lift the athlete. They've worked hard. Then we are sleeping. The athletes are out training, you know. Then they come back home. I'll give you an example. I don't know what Tristan, but I was talking to Shadir, and Shadir said, this is my week. Sundays I'm off. So I do all of my washing, and I cook for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, because I have to train those days. So on Wednesday I'm off again, I go through the same routine. So there's no rest period or time to relax. As you know, if you're a serious athlete, that is what you have to do. You know, that is what you have to do to be competitive. And, you know, we have to give the athletes. You know, there was a time when at the board level, we were saying because you qualify, it does not mean you automatically get on the aircraft. And Erskine would always say, but when the athlete is out there working, and he always argue until we reached the stage where we understood, you know, having spoken to the athletes and all such things. But Erskine with a little more experience, he would have gone through that process, you know. But yeah, but you notice that he's training for the Olympics. He looks neat and but no, we have to recognize that, you know, the athletes work hard. Let's take swimming, for example. 5 o'clock on mornings, get in the water. And then they come out the water, have breakfast, go to school, then come back at 3 o'clock in the evening, back in the water. You know, it is a hard work, hard work. You know, and some people do if the training starts at 5 o'clock, they do their homework from 3 to 5 and then go and jump in the water. You know, so it's a hard, and we have to appreciate what the athletes go through. And while appreciating, we also have to finance them. Okay. Since there are no questions, thank you very much.
Thank you, Cami. And all it leaves us now is to do is to thank you for attending, the members of the media, our partners, our strategic partners, IGT, the National Sports Council, Tristan, as you have a big, right now you're representing all the 4 athletes, so thank you for coming. And as you continue your training at home, you know, we wish you all the best as you prepare to go off to Paris. And our national federations, the aquatics and triathlon, thank you for coming and representing. And members of staff who would have been worked diligently hard over the past few years and in the last few weeks preparing for the athletes and so on. Thank you, Gail, Kendia, and the academy who would have done their part in preparing the athletes over the years. Venetia Cadogan and our incoming director, Janelle Denny, as well. Thanks, everyone. And before you leave, we have some refreshments, so feel free to sit and mingle and take photos of our models. And we have both live and so Cami is inviting anyone who wants a challenge on the bike for the medal. We have a little thing, challenge here we do for the kids when they are here for the museum and the museum tour. And the harder you ride, and it is to show the joy of effort. And anyone who rides, you can go from bronze to gold. So Cami is challenging, and I think he will probably go first. Thanks again. Thank you all for coming. Okay, good evening. Bye-bye.
Get shirts for the IGT people. We want that we give to them.
Yeah, we have the one for the young lady.
She went to Trinidad